Children suffering from cancers and other life-threatening illnesses is a very sad and unfortunate topic. For the reality of the situation is that nearly 500,000 children suffer from these life-threatening illnesses every single year, according to the National Library of Medicine. Now, there are many organizations that dedicate their time and their money into either research or directly positively affecting the families and patients involved. One of which is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The Make-A-Wish Foundation helps those suffering by 1. Positively affecting the patient's health, 2. Positively affecting the families involved, and 3. Being 100% non-profit while not gaining government assistance. So, firstly, I want to start by talking about how the Make-A-Wish Foundation positively affects the patient's health. In a 2017 Stanford News article published by Alex Shushkovich, he summarizes a February 2017 paper written by Leah Crum, Stanford PhD and assistant professor of psychology, and Abraham Verghese, a MD and professor of medicine at Stanford University, in which they summarize in saying, quote, people's mindsets can measurably affect physical healing, end quote. This is supported by a later May 2017 paper written by aforementioned Leah Crum and Barry Zuckerman, MD at the Boston Medical Center, in which they conclude that, quote, mindsets drive motivation and alter physiology to enhance clinical outcomes. Now, what does that have to do with Make-A-Wish? Well, Make-A-Wish's entire purpose is to inflict positive mindsets and memories to these children by granting their wishes, which, as research shows, the medical benefits are a byproduct of their actions. Next, I want to talk about how Make-A-Wish Foundation positively affects the families involved. In a 2022 Wish Impact Study conducted by Make-A-Wish on participating families and staff members, they found that, quote, 92% of parents felt that the Wish experience helped families feel closer and connected, end quote. This study alone proves that the parents affected are being positively affected, for the most case, and making their families feel closer and more connected, right, during these troubled times. But lifelong impacts can also be seen, an example of which will be Daniel's 5K. In a January 2012 news article titled All You Need Is Love, writer Jack Freerick pretty much tells the story of Daniel Myselevich and his family on how they started a 5K in 2006 in order to fund Daniel's melanoma treatments. This first 5K was extremely successful, but unfortunately Daniel did pass away a couple months after. His family, though, kept the tradition alive and has held annual 5K runs ever since. Freerick states that, quote, the Myselevich family divides proceeds among organizations that assisted them during their son's illness, which includes the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This 5K has been held for 19 consecutive years and has raised at minimum $30,000 per year for research, and which goes towards Make-A-Wish and other organizations. Talk about a lifelong impact. Next, I want to talk about how Make-A-Wish Foundation being 100% non-profit and not gaining government assistance is a positive. So we all know that the Make-A-Wish Foundation is known as a great and highly acclaimed organization to directly help children one-on-one by granting their wishes. But one big criticism that the Make-A-Wish Foundation faces is its inefficiency compared to more research-based organizations. But I want to talk about why that's not a problem. According to the Make-A-Wish America's FAQ, they say that, quote, Make-A-Wish America finances its work through individual and corporation donations and foundation grants. This is great because the Make-A-Wish Foundation gets all their money through crowdfunding from organizations and individuals, and through foundation grants which are given by nonprofits to other nonprofits, including Make-A-Wish. This means that they're not relying on government assistance for their funding, which pretty much means that every dollar going toward Make-A-Wish is intentional in terms of they know where it's going, and this is going to help children individually instead of research. So it's inefficient. The inefficiency argument can be thrown out the window because it's not taking away money from research organizations. It is its own thing where people intentionally give to Make-A-Wish in order to help grant these wishes. It's not drawing money in any way, shape, or form. Finally, I want to talk about what I just said. Firstly, I talked about how the Make-A-Wish Foundation is a great foundation because it positively affects the mindset and healing of its patients. Then I talked about how the Make-A-Wish Foundation positively affects the families on current statistics and past. And finally, I talked about how the main argument about Make-A-Wish about its inefficiency can be thrown out the window simply by addressing that the Make-A-Wish Foundation is 100% non-profit and does not rely on government funding. I want to end this speech off by talking about how the Make-A-Wish Foundation is a great foundation and has really impacted tons of lives, and continues to do so thanks to the generosity of everybody involved. Thank you.